Um, so how about me saying I wanted to upload more videos in the future and not uploading at all in February, even though I had like 3 videos planned and another one that I need to script. Anyways, that's beside the point. I've been busy. Internship is wild all over the place, and I just get lazy. And I had Kingdom Hearts 3 and I beat that shit in 3 days. Now I got Devil May Cry 5 and I got Dot Hack again. I'm playing through that again. I'm going to New York in 2 days from when I'm recording this. But I just wanted to kind of talk about Captain Marvel since I hear the embargo lifted and I saw it tonight. So Nick's review went up. Jeremy Johns, I'm sure all the other ones are going up. So I'll give my spoiler-free opinions about the movie. And I really didn't pay that much attention, despite running a whole podcast, being one of the hosts of a podcast that talked about Marvel news regularly. I didn't keep up that much with all the controversies around Brie Larson and stuff like that. So I went into this movie, and I didn't see any reviews going in. I skipped that shit because I just like would occasionally see stuff like people are mad at Brie Larson because she said things, and apparently she's anti-men. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Maybe her words got misconstrued or whatever. Anyways, I don't really have any preconceived notions. My expectations going into this were average. Like it looked like a fine Marvel movie, and like I didn't think the trailers were that good. Honestly, I like the Shazam ones a little better. But having seen the movie, you know, thought still fresh. I saw it at 7, so I just got out about an hour ago. Um, it's is it good? Is it bad? Or how was Captain Marvel? It's good. It's a good movie. Review over. No, but I'll talk about it a little bit. I'm trying to think. Is there a way to give like a synopsis of it? This is a really informal review, but a way to summarize the movie. So Captain Marvel is about Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, working for the Kree army on a mission to eliminate the Skrulls that have infiltrated Earth. But through a bunch of twists and turns, she learns, who can be trusted, who her real allies are, friends she makes along the way, and how she has to go back and kind of find herself and reclaim her memories. The story behind this movie had 5 writers. I found it, and I think it's like 3 writers on it, and then like 2 directors, a man and a woman. So how was Brie Larson as Captain? Yeah, let's talk about the acting. How was Brie Larson as Captain Marvel? I had my kind of reservations going in with Brie because I've only seen her in like 2 things. It was like Scott Pilgrim and something else that I can't remember. So I haven't seen much of her range, and I also hold criticisms towards Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot might not have been my first pick. Brie Larson wasn't my first pick for this role. But I can say she did pretty good with what she had to work with. I'm like 85% on board with her playing the role. I do actually want to see more of her in this role in the future because like the things that Marvel was good at, she was pretty good at. Like she's funny. She's like earnestly like pretty funny when she's like sassy or cocky. I think it works. When she's happy, I think it works. She's actually very emotive in her face, of all places, and I think that works. But there were some things that didn't work, and her being like stern or serious or sad, just vocally didn't. I didn't get that as much from her, and I want to see her flex more of her abilities that she won an Oscar for. I want to see her flex more of her range as an actress, and the movie gave her opportunities, but I don't think they built upon it as much as they could have. Sam Jackson, great as usual. The way I know, watch HN Entertainment's review and you'll get Nick's perspective on it. I know he wasn't particularly fond of the area they went with the character, but he understood it. I was fine with it. I thought it was fine. I think I know exactly what Jeremy Johns is talking about when he said there's a part in this movie that pissed him off, and now it's canon. And I called it weeks ago, months ago, about what it was going to be like as a joke. And I was right. But I'm not going to spoil what that is, but it's kind of obvious. But yeah, Sam Jackson was good. Coulson was back for a little bit. I think he was pretty good. Everybody was fine across the board. No one really stood out to me particularly. Like I like Ben Mendelsohn in his role too. He actually he gave a pretty solid performance. And then we had Jude Law as Jan Rog, which I mean he did fine. Everybody did fine and good. I actually really liked Sam Jackson. I like when Brie was good. I think she was really good. But when she wasn't effective, she was kind of baseline average. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that came across the way you wanted it to. You know, maybe we should have tried another take or tried to. I don't know. I feel like she could have pulled. I feel like she could have pulled a little bit more from the character emotionally, but I feel like that also falls on some of the writing as well. It was a balance. How's the story? Story is honestly kind of predictable, but it's not bad. Like the movie is still quite entertaining. I would say. You know, it's solid. It's like it's a little bit like what's the movie? Not 21. Not the what's the movie? Memento, a little bit, but with superheroes and aliens and action beats. Weirdly enough, that's a weird comparison. For like 5 minutes, it turns into Men in Black for a second. I really like seeing Fury and Coulson together in their younger years. But I'm sorry, somebody just texted me. Um, yeah, the story is fine. It's just a little predictable. There's some fun stuff with some characters. There's some jokes that work, but it's not like a super jokey movie. It's not like Winter Soldier level, but there is like humor in this film. But it's more in they're not like set up jokes. They're more like statements or surprises or scenes like that. So it's not intentionally a comedy, but there are light humor moments, and they're not. I wouldn't say it's as big of an issue as it was for me for like Infinity War or even Thor Ragnarok, where I felt that sometimes the jokes would overshadow something serious. I never really got that sense with this movie, which I think is good. That shows growth. Um, so story, solid story, a little predictable but still entertaining. There's okay. So the effects, very good effects, very very good. This movie looks good. I wish we could have seen more of Other Worlds. We only see about three. I want to say. I'm not saying what they are. Aside, like two, three, including Earth. And I wish we got to spend some more time on some of these other planets because they were really beautiful looking. And I wish we got to know more about their culture, their landscape, and the backgrounds of some of these characters, so we could like be a little bit more invested. Because some of them are familiar, some of them are new, and I wish we could have got to spend a little bit more time getting to know them a little bit better. That being said, like the actors for all the Star Force members were good. It was nice to see Jama Hanchu in his role again, even though they didn't really give him much to do, but he did his little bit well. And the rest of the team of Star Force, I wish they stood out more actually, because they seem like interesting characters. Like you got Minerva, and then you got like three other people whose names I'm forgetting. It's like Minerva, Jama Hanchu, a space African American, a blue dude with like hair like that one Jedi with the beard and the thing that goes like this and like flops around or whatever. I can't remember their names, and I think that's kind of an issue that I can't remember their names aside from Minerva. Um, but yeah, this movie is in terms of adaptation for Carol. It, there's there's a lot of references if you're familiar with Captain Marvel as a character, their history. Like there's been like five of them. Like what is it? What is it? Marvel, uh, Genusville, Carol. Carol's like the fifth one. Monica, and I'm missing somebody. Not Philovel. Um, was it Jan Vrog? I don't remember. I can't remember all five Captain Marvels off the top of my head. Um, but yeah, there are allusions to the past. They do explain things with Carol and her backstory and her powers. Um, but this movie has twists, and that's all I'll say. Some of them, the first kind of, and I wish it was more of a sequence, but it can't really, it isn't really that, because you have to be familiar with the comics to be like, oh snap. And the thing is, when it's first revealed in a piece of dialogue, and I'm like, oh, okay. But movie set in like 1994. Aesthetics are perfect. They got everything right. And it didn't really seem to overshadow the movie to me. Although, I will say this, and this may be a minor spoiler, there's an action beat near the end where they pick a certain song, and it's a good song. It did not fit the scene. Like, it's a good scene, and it's a good song, and the two did not go together at all. It was really weird. Don't know. It was a really weird musical choice. And before I get into my gripes, there's also something I want to mention. This movie keeps being advertised as this big feminist hero movie, and it really isn't, coming from someone who calls himself a feminist and doesn't really have a problem with it. This is a feminist movie, but not in the way that they market it as. They market it as like a Wonder Woman type feminist movie, where someone is rising up against the odds of patriarchy to prove herself and her equality and her worth. That isn't really the case here. It is more feminism in existence, in a state of existence, wherein, like, yeah, there's a couple scenes that for about 5 minutes, it's like, you can't do that because you're a girl. But it's not nearly as big of a thing in the movie as they would market it to be. It's more modern feminist in the sense that no one really underestimates her because she's a woman. Like, they may underestimate her because she's not from the planet, or she's underexperienced, or there's like some tampering that happened, or they may not trust her. None of it has to do with her gender. No one has an issue with her being a powerful woman specifically, outside of a couple flashbacks. And there is a nice sequence in there where you see like the determination in her eyes. And I remember catching myself partway through the movie. And I think this is a good thing, actually. This is a good sign to me, because that's the way that like a movie should be feminist, is that they're just treated like people, because they fucking are. Same thing Battle Angel Alita did, and I think that's one of the reasons it's kind of getting praised, is just because of like, yeah, it's a woman. It's not like a woman doing a man's job. It's just a woman. But like, so I think it was effective in that way. But there is a nice sequence where you see the evolutions of Carol, and one of the aspects of her character in this movie being that she doesn't give up. She doesn't back down when, she's back up against the wall and the chips are down. She's not one that gives up easily. And I think that's a good, thing. Like, I came out of the movie and I'm like, well, what was this supposed to give to, like, little girls and stuff? And I think it's that, and it's like, believing in yourself and knowing that, like, your dreams can be boundless and limitless, and that you can accomplish anything. But it wasn't like, you can accomplish anything a man can. It's like, no, find power within yourself, and you can accomplish what you want, no matter what the odds are. And I think that's a good message for boys, girls, anyone really. It's a nice message to have, and it's a nice sequence where, it shows her failing, but then getting up and trying again. I think that is establishing Carol a little bit better, is that she's cocky, she's brave, but she's also like a fish out of water. I think the movie could stand to flesh her character out a little bit more, and that may have also been a little bit the acting, a little bit the writing, so I could get a better sense of it. But yeah, so my gripes with this movie, the music is dynamic, but not memorable. You're not going to come out of this remembering any of the music except for the licensed music. So that's like, you're not really going to remember the music of this, and it's disappointing. There are a couple moments where the effects get a little, like, I saw this in IMAX, but they're not really dodgy per se. They're more so just a little light, but they're still like better than anything I can do. The movie still looks really, really good. But okay, this is a weird gripe to have. So the pacing of the film, for the most part, is fine. You get a pretty solid idea of how long this takes place, and it's evenly paced. But the pacing in the dialogue in certain moments is off, and it was a really weird thing. Like, maybe it was the way it was cut, but statements would just be one after the other when there should have been space to breathe on a line, And it really bothered me because I'm like, you should have let that one breathe through either dramatic effect or humorous effect or whatever effect you were trying to go for, because you rushed right through it. So it'd be like, hey, Carol, you're doing this. Yes, I am. And it's like, whoa, slow down. Like the pacing of the dialogue was off in a couple places. That's probably my biggest issue with it. And I mentioned that, I wish they could have done a little bit more to get us a little bit more invested in the external characters. Um, Villains, I would say, have a interesting motivation. I'm not gonna say it's solid, because like I said, there's twists. There's twists and turns. But I felt the twists were a little predictable. So it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. And that when going into it, I expected it to just be good. But yeah, I mean, it was good. If I had to give it a rating, like a B, I give it a B. It's worth full admission. So yeah, I think full admission, pay full price. I don't know if it's worth IMAX, but it's worth seeing. I may actually buy it. I kind of dig it, but there are callbacks, there are twists, turns, characters, but acting, story, like it's a good movie. But I want to see more of this Carol. I feel like Brie Larson has time to grow into this character with her 9 movie picture deal. But I do want to see more of Carol. Oh, also Carol and Monica. Not Monica. Monica is a baby in this. She's a little girl. She's like 12. But Carol and Maria, I ship it. That's the starting 20 by teen off strong. That's a strong gay couple right there. And you'll know it when you see the movie. And I am all for Carol and Maria being a beautiful gay couple with their beautiful little brown daughter. Anyways, that was the review. If you actually sat through it, um, I need to make more of my own videos. I have a couple planned that I need to get around to, and some that I need to write and things of that nature. I need to upload more on this channel, anyways. But hopefully, I'll be vlogging while I'm in New York, so I can use that, and then I can catch up with some old footage that I have from January that I never posted for a vlog. So maybe hopefully another vlog will be coming up soon. But yeah, if you like this review, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on Captain Marvel down below in the comment section. I'm going to see you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace and blessings. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.